Good morning. You're watching the TMI Show with Ted Rall and Manila Chan. We are here at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. It is Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. Thank you so much for joining us. Sitting in for Manila Chan. I need a verb for what she's doing. It's not really birthing. She's post-birthing. Maybe for the post-birthing Manila Chan. I don't know. Anyway, is Robbie West, our producer, who has been kind enough to sit in for her these last few weeks and will probably be there for at least another week. We are expecting her back around Decoration / Memorial Day. So if you've got rated over from Deprogram, thank you so much for joining us. We have some different, we don't cover the same stories here on TMI or even the same kinds of stories, but we do have a fun hour for you. Robbie, looking forward to getting into it. Should we just launch you into it, or do you have any random comments?
You need to take off the splash screen. They can't see us.
Oh, okay. I can do that. That's not a problem. That should fix it.
They want to see your pretty smiling face, Ted. Me,
I don't
not
think
so
that's
much.
actually true. I don't think that's true. So it should be fixed now, is it?
Let me refresh here and see.
Bum, 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 bum.
Nope, still just a splash screen.
What?
It's true. I'm looking
That's
at Manila there on the left with her beady little Asian eyes, and you leaning out over on the right with your beady little white eyes. And I do not see I do not see us. And people want to see Clovis.
All right, yeah, they do want to see Clovis. I want to see Clovis. All right, I'm going to hit refresh here. You say something smart.
Listen, it's very hard for me to say something smart because I'm not a very smart person. Sometimes I have occasional flashes of brilliance while I'm falling up the stairs as opposed to down the stairs.
All right, there's that. Did that work?
Let me refresh and see. Still just a splash screen.
Oh, God.
It's so bizarre. I do not understand.
Oh, maybe it is the. I'm going to quit the other browser and see if that does it. Okay. Okay. One more. Try it. I'm going to try a refresh.
And Ted just pops out, comes back, and I agree. It is a pretty little SKS I've got over here. I like it. It's a good little rifle.
Now, did that work? If that didn't work, we'll just call it a day and go home.
Let me see here. No, we still just have the splash screen.
What? Oh, wait. How about now? I think I found the mistake.
Let me refresh. Let me see. Because the stream's a couple of seconds behind. There we go. We're there. We're up. We're live.
Okay, we're live. All right, so we just get to it?
Yeah, let's do it since we just pissed away 5 minutes playing with graphics.
Okay, my apologies. Okay.
It's not your fault. Before we get into this, people want to know, Ted, do you think that Thomas Massey will win and defeat APAC, or is he going down in a Trumpian blaze of glory?
Oh, God. Honestly, I'm 50-50.
It's close.
Could go either way. I'm not gonna call this one. Sadly, I'm rooting for Thomas Massey here.
Yeah, I am too. I think Massey will win, but it's going to be tight.
I mean, which is too bad. It really shouldn't be, but yeah. All right, let's get to it. In a time when people seem less interested in scientific facts and eager to implement spiritual and religious guidance in all aspects of their lives, now get ready for biblical eating. Adopted by a growing community of at least a few 100,000 members, this new eating trend focuses on consuming mainly foods mentioned in the Christian Bible. Sin entered into the world through food, and Satan doesn't stop there. Food, for me, is really like a weapon of how I can fight back, says 27-year-old biblical eating influencer Kayla Bundy in the New York Times, adding that she got into it after looking at the Holy Book from that lens of noticing what they're eating. Bundy, who's been a biblical eater for the last 8 years, is a popular content creator on platforms like TikTok, where she shares tips and recipes with over 500,000 followers. She also managed to turn her unique diet, well, not so unique, into a lucrative business, selling a $28 digital guide to biblical superfoods and booking coaching sessions for $700 a month. Kayla Bundy may be one of the most popular promoters of biblical eating, but she's definitely not the only one. Abby Stracier, a Christian dietitian who lives in Nashville, likes to reference Bible verses, such as a scene in the book of John, in which Jesus eats a balanced breakfast of bread and fish with his disciples, pointing out that they get both carbs and protein. Then there's Annalise Zaviera, a stay-at-home mom whose online following has surpassed 300,000 on Facebook alone. She focuses mostly on eating locally sourced, unprocessed foods, but also incorporates prayer and Bible verses in her videos. The idea of biblical eating has been around for years, but it has probably never been as popular as it is today, mainly due to social media. Obviously, I have to ask you, have you ever heard of biblical eating?
Uh, Not in those terms, but I mean, I've heard of people though trying, especially with Zionists. They believe that you got to keep the Jewish dietary laws and that kind of thing in the Old Testament. So they try to eat according to those, to try to keep the feasts and the feast days and the blood moons and such. Me, I think that they are completely out to lunch. Pun is intended. I like bacon. I love bacon. I enjoy bacon a lot, and I like pork and ham. As a Gentile, I eat what Gentiles eat, and that is pretty much anything that I want. If it does not eat me first, I do say and Ted, as you know, you visited before. I do say the blessing before I eat, but um, but no, I eat whatever I want. And really, I think this is probably more of just a money making scam, because at the end of the day, all it is the Mediterranean diet. So I think there's just a way for them just try and package this as a way to make money, try and virtue signal and say, oh, look at this. You can get closer to Jesus by following the Mediterranean diet. And instead of going and buying a cookbook from your local store, you can follow me on TikTok or Instagram for these meals that I get out of my Mediterranean cookbook.
I feel like if you're really going to do biblical eating, you should do biblical everything, right? Shouldn't you do biblical transportation, like only like cart or donkey or
foot
or walking?
Yeah, it's just it's dumb. It's dumb. It's just it's a grift. Honestly, it's a grift. It's them trying to sell their self-perceived righteousness to make money by trying to make people think you can be closer to God because he is that interested in what you eat.
But there's something to it, right? I mean, basically, what is this about? This is not about fetishize. So this is about fetishizing the setting of the Bible and of the origins of Christianity, and rather than focusing on the point of the Bible, which is, of course, there are numerous points to it, but like the content of the Bible it's not really important what they ate, But like, why not also say, while we're at it, you should have biblical clothing? Shouldn't you wear the same shit that they wore back then? Or maybe if you're like John the Baptist, it's time for hair shirt time.
Camel hide, eat locusts.
Yeah, eat locusts and honey. I thought it. Yeah, I mean, it's just. Is fetishizing biblical settings like a thing you've observed in among other Christians?
I said, not really. I mean, the biggest thing, honestly, is with the Zionists, especially the ones who are more interested in Judaizing Christianity, like trying to merge the two. They think that while yes, Jesus is the Messiah, you still have to go through. You have to keep the dietary laws. You have to keep the Sabbath. You have to keep Old Testament law, which Jesus specifically says is done away with. It's finished. So that's.
But wait a minute. So this is a contrast, right? Because you and I have talked about how I've said that there are contradictions between the New and the Old Testament, and you said there were not.
Correct.
But you just said there were.
No, I said that Jesus fulfilled the Levitical law. So if you read the book of Hebrews, I want to say it's chapter 12. It could be chapter 11, but I want to say it's chapter 12. I need more coffee. Basically,
coffee's on the way, I hear.
We live under the covenant of Melchizedek. So who's Melchizedek? So if you read back in Genesis, you read about Melchizedek. A lot of people, think, myself included, think he's a Christophany. He's a pre-Bethlehem appearance of Christ. Uh, he blessed Abraham when Abraham went to war against the five kings, and saved Lot and his house. And Abraham paid a tithe to Melchizedek. So what's interesting about Melchizedek is that he had no known parents. He just kind of appeared and he was gone. And Abraham worshipped him and he paid him a tithe, which is a tithe is a type of offering. So the Levitical law, the entire point of the Levitical law was to show that you had to do the sacrifices to show that to acknowledge that you are a sinner and that you need to be forgiven. Jesus is the sacrifice. Therefore, the Levitical law doesn't matter. Like the prohibition against shellfish and all these other things that people point out was to show that people are people, and people always come short. That's the whole point. The Levitical law is done away with.
Didn't a lot of dietary laws and other like Levitical laws have to do with they were like
There were nomads.
they were guides to like live. They were like basically self-help books, sort of like things that
Yeah, for sure.
you're supposed to do.
Yeah, like
Like trichinosis was a major issue at the time, right?
Yeah, so you don't crap where you eat. You don't piss downstream of the of your river. I mean, these are things that you do. So if you're a nomadic people, if you're wandering around, those laws make sense. We scoff at them now. It's like that's so stupid, but it's because we live in cities. We're not nomads. If you're a Bedouin in eastern Iran, I say, yeah, this makes really good sense. So
no, even in cities, right? Because in Paris, when it was Lutetia under Rome, it took the Parisians a little while to figure out that they shouldn't shit upstream from the city.
Yeah. So I mean that's where, but I mean that's where it comes from, because Jesus did not abolish the law. Jesus fulfilled the law. He's the fulfillment of the law. That's one of the reasons why when he was crucified, when he died, when he said it is finished, when the veil in the Holy of Holies, when it was torn from the top down, there's no longer a barrier between God and man. There's no more need for the priesthood. So it's fulfilled.
All right. I think we're done with this topic. What do you think?
Yeah, let's keep on going. I think people are tired of Sunday school, but I enjoy it. But some people
I thought it was kind of fascinating personally. I think by the way, we need biblical dental care also. Well, they have that in England.
Yeah.
Master, mistress, welcome home, exclaims the smiling young woman in a French maid's costume. No, it's not Epstein or Trump's house. It's where customers pass through the looking glass into a unique Japanese world with oodles of quirkiness, cuteness, and cake. These maid cafes, inspired by the traditional maid outfit that has long been a motif in Japanese pop culture, have evolved from a niche subculture hangouts 20 years ago into a mainstream attraction for people of all ages and genders. And staff working there insist that the experience is not in any way, shape, or form designed to titillate. Having seen those photos of these places, I would agree that they're not titillating, at least not to a normal person, saying it's meant to be a wholly innocent, family-friendly experience. I've been fighting against prejudice for 22 years. Maid Hitomi in Tokyo's Akihabara neighborhood, where the cafes began, told Agence France Presse. Waitresses wearing a short dress, petticoat, pinafore, and hair accessory serve brightly colored drinks or twee delights like a dish called wan wan puppy curry rice, made with beef, or cutie toy poodle cake, which will be my new name for Clovis. But the experience is more about the interaction with customers, with the maids clasping their hands together in heart shapes, chanting magic spells over the food, singing songs, or playing games. We serve food and drinks, but to me it's more like a theme park than a cafe, said Hitomi. In this fairy tale world, the waitresses aren't just girls, but rather slightly fantastical characters who are eternally 17 years old, the mother of two told AFP, referring not to give her real age. At Home Cafe, which employs 650 maids across 13 locations, said it has strict rules to protect staff and govern interactions with gross patrons. This includes no touching and prohibiting the maids from handing out flyers on the street. French tourist Taha Sene, 26, visiting a cafe with his girlfriend, admitted that he had half expected to see sweaty guys coming in to see their favorite maid. He said at first it was difficult to be at ease. In France, we're not used to this kind of thing. But otherwise, the experience itself, even the way the meals are prepared, I find it really stylish. I was expecting a mostly male audience, but there are a lot of foreigners and women, agreed Japanese customer Hazuki, 19, visiting with her boyfriend out of curiosity. Others queuing to enter were an excited 7-year-old girl from South Korea on her third trip with her mom and grandmother. The trend emerged in the early 2000s in Akihabara, renowned at the time as the birthplace of otaku, also known as geek culture. The term, which was then pejorative, usually described dudes with an intense passion for manga and anime, but we call them incels. But the meteoric rise of all-girl pop AKB48, short for Akihabara, and the TV series Densha Otoku Train Man, a romantic comedy about a young otaku, softens the scene's edges. At Home says that women now make up 57% of customers on its app. Some maids have become quasi-celebs and media personalities, building their personal brands on social media and sometimes sought out by customers. Many cafes have implemented a complex membership system where frequent visits unlock privileges like special menu items, the right to take a Polaroid photo with the maids, or discounted rates. Researcher Hiroshi said that the interactions in maid cafes are sometimes built upon a pseudo-romance fantasized by some regular customers. Some may come to believe that the other person actually has feelings for them, he said, in what I, Ted Rall, believe is the ultimate statement of 21st century consumerism. Over time, other kinds of concept cafes have also emerged, featuring everything from ninjas to cross-dressing women and liveried butlers. There are venues operating in a kind of gray zone with at times very borderline commercial practices. Under the guise of concept cafes, some in reality offer services that include sexual activities, Hirose said. You can ask questions regarding stuff like hobbies, what they like and dislike, said Mikhail Ondra, a 35-year-old Czech tourist who says that he has spent nearly 500 hours at maid cafes. 500 hours closer to death. But you cannot ask things like, where do you live, or do you have a boyfriend? Personal questions have to be very shallow, Andra said, much like those asked to the President of the United States at a press conference.
I mean, I don't really understand the appeal. I, I mean, listen, just give me a Waffle House. We'll call it good. Seriously, I don't understand this. I mean, shouldn't they be doing something more productive, like having kids?
Well, you don't know that they're not having kids. We only are. These are that would be an intense personal question, which is not permitted in maid culture.
Well,
These may well be deep-rooted philosophers with families of 13 kids. We don't know.
I think that the exception would prove the rule there. They're probably, like what you said, they're incels. These are people who are just kind of that just kind of exist, just coasting through life. And I don't understand the point of this. Maybe I'm just too old. Maybe I'm just too shallow myself as a person to be able to go in and understand maid culture.
Maid. Well, I think okay. So first of all, a lot of Japanese culture is sort of like live action cartoon, right? Where they're trying to make cartoons basically come to life, and so that's what this is partly. It's also very reminiscent of piano bars. I don't know if there's still a thing in Japan. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't. But when I worked at the bank, I talked about this on Deprogram earlier, that I used to work for a Japanese bank. I worked for a bank called IBJ. And in New York, wherever there were sort of Japanese-style piano bars, or for that matter, certainly in Tokyo, Japanese businessmen would often, to relax, spend the night dropping hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars a night. They'd go to these piano bars, which are just like what they sound like. There's a guy, it's dark, they serve drinks, and there's piano bar girls who come and sit with you and talk to you. And basically, it's super shallow. You don't touch them. There's no sex involved. There were rumors that
What's the point?
arrangements could be made, but generally speaking, to be a polite, civilized person. It's titillation. And basically, a lot of these guys, it was very strange because their wives were waiting for them at home, lonely and sad. And but these guys would get home drunk at 3 o'clock in the morning and just crash in bed and not be able to talk to their wives at all, or much less have sex, because they were up late at the piano bars being titillated by these girls who were never gonna get to touch. So it was just it's part of the culture where it's like people who would rather be teased rather than, get laid.
If I want to get teased or get laid, I will go to my busty brown wife and do it for free. I don't need to go to a bar for this.
I didn't understand the appeal of getting teased. I kind of don't like to be teased at all in general.
Yeah, no, it's stupid. It's dumb. I mean, okay, I'm going to run the risk here of getting us blown off of YouTube, or maybe get called a racist or a white supremacist. So the Japanese are doing this. I guess the closest way I could think of would be if we set up some kind of a antebellum plantation style cafe where you had black women come in and serve you.
We
and
call it Brett's Place.
I mean, seriously. I mean, is that basically what it is?
Or Terra.
I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand.
It's not really the same thing because it's not racialized, right?
It's Japan. By definition, it can't be racialized. It's a homogeneous society.
Totally. Yeah. So it's not a racial thing. It hits all the sweet spots of Japanese culture. It's titillation without delivering any real sex. It's about fetishization of young girls, even adults who are much older but who are dressed like young girls. It's hyper cute. It's about sickly, saccharinely sweet, baked goods. These are all things that the Japanese love. And
I'm not about that life at all.
Smushes them all together.
I'm not about that life at all. I don't like. I don't like cute. I don't like. I like real.
Yeah, I think you might explode. There might be a antimatter explosion if you were to walk through the door of one of these places.
I would walk in. I try really hard not to cuss, as you know. There have been times though where I've failed spectacularly. And if I walked in one of these places, I'd be like, oh, what in the ever living hell is wrong with you people? Get a fucking life. Get married, have kids, shut this place down. I would ban them.
I mean, it doesn't sound like anything bad really happens in them, though.
But nothing happens at all. That's the problem. Listen. For example, if I'm going to go and if I'm going to drop $1,000 to talk to a girl, okay, we better be doing more than talking. We have better be doing all kinds of things. There's going to be some communication involved. There's going to be calisthenics. There's going to be cardio. There's going to be all those things. It is not going to be just
it'll be. You're saying it's got to be like
Nathan, you did the blue dress. No, sorry, no, that's not for me.
It's got to be cat style, capybara style, rhino, everything.
I mean, listen. If I want to see a bunch of Furbies, I would just go to the local high school where you got some punk ass kid wearing a tail who identifies as a cat. I don't understand this.
I love the quote so much. Some may come to believe that the other person actually has feelings for them. It's like marriage, so in many cases.
Well, hopefully your spouse has feelings for you before you get married. Hopefully it's not a business contract. Talking about biblical living. We can always go back through and make marriage betrothals and as a sign of a business contract. Those are things that we're able to do. I don't. For this, I don't get it. Maybe it's just because as a religious person, I'm very interested in reality. I want to see. I'm interested in tangible things, and not in just make believe, made up BS. I want the truth.
And that's what this is. All right, so. We have some comments we should probably get through. Let's see.
Yeah, we got a couple of questions over there on the
Okay,
chat.
John D. Cockefeller says, I say that prayer fairly regularly when I play a cleric in Dungeons and Dragons. That's a
Yeah.
reference to the first story.
Yeah.
Thanks for the $2 from Peter I. My Italian wife had a cousin married to a Jewish man. Every Thanksgiving, another cousin would host. AI would, Al? AI? AI, it has to be Al. Al would
Al.
always check if the prosciutto was kosher.
Yeah.
We're going to have to explain what kosher means. RACL
Made
19,
to Jewish dietary laws. So like
right,
no
which makes
pork
prosciutto
inside.
extremely unlikely. Yeah. Racklin 1979. This is a question for Robbie, our favorite conservative. What's your position on the potential flux of immigrants as a consequence of U.S. military interventions? Does the U.S. have any obligations?
No. Well, the obligation is first that you don't start the stupid war that caused the migration in the first place. That's one of the reasons why Trump is doing is so ridiculous. But no, I mean,
If you break
you
a country like the way Obama broke Honduras, and then like you have a flow of desperate Hondurans fleeing,
uh
do you have a responsibility? You broke it, you own it, or you own the people?
no, because there's a whole bunch of safe countries between us and Honduras that they're able to stop and settle in and start
Yeah,
over. You
but
don't have
those countries didn't do. Mexico didn't break Honduras. We
Mexico's
did.
breaking us. Mexico's helping break the United States with meth. I think they owe us one and
I don't.
fentanyl.
Even so, that's not really like. Yeah.
But the answer is no, and especially if you're a collaborator, like if you're one of these Afghan collaborators who collaborated with the U.S. military, and then you think that because you assisted an occupation force that you should be able to come here, you are a traitor. You are scum. You
Yeah,
deserve
but
exactly
you're
what you
our scum. You're
doesn't
our
matter.
traitor.
It does not matter. No, stay
Yeah,
where
come
you
on.
are.
In
Suffer the
ancient
consequences.
Rome, if you had a traitor open up the if you were laying siege to an enemy city, and like they opened the gate for you, come on, like you kind of owe them.
Well, sure. I mean, but that doesn't mean I have to take him back to Rome and make him make him a citizen. During the siege of Antioch, when Ghani Beg was being besieged by Baldwin of the First Crusade, they bribed the gate guard. He opened the gate. I mean, he got himself a nice house out of it. He got to be in the court, of Baldwin there in Antioch,
My point exactly.
but he wasn't sent to Paris. No, he got to stay there. Now,
Well, Paris in Roman times was considered a bad posting.
well, this is the First Crusade, not
Okay.
not during
Oh,
Roman
yeah,
times.
yeah. Good point.
But
All
but
right, good
but
point.
the answer is no. If you're a traitor, if you betray your country, if you win, you come out big. That's the bet that you make, right? Like the French collaborators. I collaborate with the Nazis, the Germans once they conquer Europe, defeat the Soviet Union. The United States is pushed back across the Atlantic. The Germans are going to set me up good. I'm having a good life. On the flip side of the coin, if we lose this thing, I'm kind of toast. You
Yeah.
go into this with eyes wide open.
Well, that is how that works. Agreed.
And so I mean, it's just like going to the casino. So if you go to the casino, if you make a bet, if you win, you get the money. But if you lose, then the house doesn't take yours. That's not how this works.
A Antoine 212 NYC. Robbie, your Sunday school takes are interesting, so it's all good. LO.
Well, I appreciate it.
All right. Last and I don't know if it's least or not, but today's theme you're going to see is the Japanese. A Japanese company making ferocious-looking robot wolves is being swamped by orders. That's right, robot wolves. After record numbers of fatal bear attacks on humans last year. Monster Wolf is an animatronic scarecrow with flashing red eyes that howls and growls menacingly to scare away wild animals. And I think, by the way, would come in really handy on certain subway systems here in the United States.
Agreed.
Otaseki, the Hokkaido-based firm that makes the devices, has already received around 50 orders this year, more than the usual volume for an entire year. We make them by hand. We cannot. God, you gotta love the Japanese. They're bespoke. We cannot make them fast enough now. We're asking our customers to wait 2 to 3 months. Meanwhile, they're eaten by bears. Company president Yuji Oda said, "Step it up." Awareness of bear safety and measures against wildlife damage on farm products improved There was also a growing recognition that our product is effective in dealing with bears, Ota says. Orders come mostly from farmers, operators of golf courses. By the way, Robbie, I want to bring one of those to the Maid Cafe.
That would be awesome.
It's like hello. Can you imagine all the waitresses running around screaming with their high pitched little voices in their pink maids outfits?
God, I want to get one of those robot wolves just to take a walking down Main Street with me.
Totally, Robo-Wolf. So bears killed. Let's see. Also, besides farmers, operators of golf courses and people who work outside in rural areas, such as construction. I just gotta say, if playing golf entailed risks of bear attack, I would never darken the links. Just saying. Although it also could be really interesting at Mar-a-Lago. Bears killed 13 people across Japan last year, more than twice the previous record. More than 50,000 bear sightings were recorded nationwide, which to me indicates, Robbie, that bears aren't that dangerous, right? I mean, if you see them 50,000 times and they only kill 13 people, I mean, shut up.
Yeah, it's like anything else. You create a panic. I think
Yeah.
part of what it is that Japan, to your point, Japan is so urbanized that
Well, the bears are probably, the bears are running up against, they don't have any place to live, right? They have no natural habitat. The bears have been seen entering homes, roaming near schools, and rampaging through supermarkets and hot springs resorts on an almost daily basis. Oh my God. The number
yep.
of bears captured and culled nearly tripled from a year earlier to 14,601, also marking an all-time high. Wait, so you live in bear country, like
I
up
do.
the ass, Robbie.
I do.
14,000 bears captured and killed in a year in a country the size of Japan, which, is mostly mountains.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bears.
It is. Well, it's because the urban sprawl, right? So you're just you're the plains basically are just cities,
Yeah.
and so they're pushing up against the mountains. I didn't even know Japan even had farms anymore. I thought that they just converted them all into apartments for that people can't live in.
No,
And
they're still rural areas. Yeah.
but but seriously, that makes sense, right? Because as we're running that problem here in Montana with all of the influx of these godforsaken shithead Californians coming in.
By the way, Monster Wolf could take care of them.
Uh, whatever works.
When's your birthday, Robbie?
October 12th.
Okay, so maybe for your birthday they'll have a Monster Wolf ready for you. It features artificial fur draped over an assembled pipe frame attached to speakers, topped with a menacing, open-mouthed face. And having seen the pictures of this, I will verify that it's terrifying. For prices starting from around $4,000 or higher. The system comes with a battery, solar panels, sensors, speakers, and other apparatus.
But can it walk?
Yeah, it can walk. It
So,
broadcasts more than 50 kinds of recorded sounds, like meow, including human voices. Could you imagine? Hello, I am happy to be here at Maid Cafe. And electronic noises audible up to a kilometer away. So it's loud as shit. The device turns its head from side to side, flashes red LED eyes, while its tail is equipped with blue LEDs.
God, you know what I want to do? I'm going to get one of these, and I want to take it into church with me. I just walk in with my robot wolf walking next to me, and just because I'm the media guy there at church, I handle the audio and the live stream stuff.
It's the blue LED tail that really tips it over.
Oh, for sure. Well, because what I would love to be, the pastor be doing a sermon about wolves in sheep's clothing, and then just have my wolf walk up the main aisle.
Wolf's clothing.
Yes, with a picture of Joel Osteen just draped over his head.
Oda introduced Robo-Wolf back in 2016, 10 years ago, to prevent damage to agricultural products by deer, boars, and bears. It was originally derided as a gimmick. Oh, Ota with stupid Robo-Wolf. Now who's laughing? The company is now upgrading the device by putting it on wheels to chase animals or patrol specific paths. I guess it doesn't walk, right? It's just a scarecrow.
Well, hell,
Oda,
if it's able to roll around, that works.
Oda also plans to develop a handheld version for hikers. Hello, anglers and school children, while also exploring AI cameras for future models.
I don't
Have you
really
seen the
understand.
pictures of this thing?
I have not. I will 100% though after the show look at it.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to see if I can find this because it's so good, really. Um, I just gotta get this thing because it's like so. Oh yeah, yeah, here it is. Holy shit. Okay,
throw it up on the screen. You got to see it.
all right, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, no, I gotta. There's no doubt. And the thing is, it is actually terrifying. Um, let's see. How do I save this? Is it really not going to let me share this? What?
You can. There in the box where it says participants, click on the share screen icon next to the invite tab or the invite button.
Hold on, I got it. Oh, here we. No, I just need to save the image. Here we go. Because what else do we have? What else do we have to do? Okay, I got it. Okay, stop. So, oh wait, what do I do?
Well, just if you're going to share a screen like the website for the manufacturer.
No, I don't want to share a screen. I just want to put up the picture.
Oh, I have no idea. Haven't done that yet on Rumble Studio.
Oh, there's a way.
I'm sure there is.
There's a way.
There's always a way.
Always a way. Media. Maybe that'll do it. But it's just like only like a clip, right? Oh, it can be an image. Yeah, cool. That'll do it. All right, here we go. Is it working?
I see nothing.
File content does not match this extension. You are very picky and finicky.
How
Let's try this.
dare you? I will sick Robo-Wolf on you.
Yeah, that's
Rumble.
the way. Oh, yeah, it doesn't like it.
Let me see if I can share the screen. Send me the link real quick.
Okay.
Let's drop it into the Telegram.
Done.
Success. Okay. Copy link. Hold on 1 second there, boys and girls. We got this. We're going to make this happen.
the blue LED tail is holy shit.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, boys and girls. We've got this. Okay, Robo-Wolf with glowing red eyes. Share, and let me see here. Come back to Rumble Studio, and then it got to go in the presentation mode. And there's the wolf, boys and girls. Yeah, that thing is terrifying.
It really is. Yeah.
I mean,
it's totally like if you're not scared by that, I don't know what to say.
No, I completely agree. I mean, does Japan even have wolves anymore? Have they been hunted to extinction?
I would think not. I mean, that's why they need Robo-Wolves. Maybe the key here is to introduce. They should reintroduce real wolves. Make things even spicier. Because I mean, after all, they have bears.
I completely agree.
Now, wait, do wolves normally go after bears here in the United States?
They can if they're hungry enough.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that. I thought that I just didn't know that bears were on the menu.
Yeah, they'll attack buffaloes too. I mean, a lot of times they'll know. I mean, the pack loses quite a few members during the confrontation, but that just means just more food for everybody else. But no, they'll go after bears if they're hungry enough. They will go after anything that looks like it's going to be a meal.
It's on like Donkey Kong. Well, so today's theme is weird shit from Japan. How interesting is it too, by the way, that these two pieces couldn't possibly have a more radically differing aesthetic, right? From hyper cute to hyper terrifying. I mean, this is obviously a bifurcated society aesthetically.
I would prefer the the robot over the cafe. Just saying, because that's something I can understand. The
And
cafe,
it's useful.
yeah, it's useful. Happy birthday, Adrian! Just found it is his birthday, and yeah, Wandon says Japan also has sex robots. That's true, because who needs women if you have robots, or who needs men if you have robots?
Mr. A. Lee says there's a famous restaurant in Chengdu where the boss sings karaoke throughout the day and gets customers to sing too. That doesn't seem like that outrageous.
No.
There's a bar in, I'm sure it's closed now because everything cool has been gentrified in San Francisco, but in the Haight-Ashbury district that I used to go to, famous for its very mean bartender owner who basically would just decide if he didn't like the cut of your jib. Usually, like if you were a bro, like a techie bro type person, he'd just come over and throw you out. And if you didn't leave, he'd beat the shit out of you. And you just sort of knew, don't be a dick, and you won't. Nothing bad will happen. I used to go all the time, and I know I irritate people, but I didn't irritate him.
Uh, Speaking of irritating people, did you see Trump's newest sales pitch that he made for his ballroom?
No.
I've actually got so Fang is downloading the video right now. I'll send it to you. So he says that there's going to be a military hospital, research facilities, and meeting rooms for the military built below the White House ballroom.
A military hospital.
Yes.
So, like, if you're a soldier
And research facilities for your
and
COVID.
you're attacked by a Robo-Wolf on the streets of D.C., you might be treated in the White House basement, is what you're basically being told. The ballroom basement.
Listen, everyone knows that Donald J. Trump would never lie. That the man has never uttered a falsehood in his life.
That's why there's famous expressions like "as truthful as Donald Trump."
Well, he's also he's clearly Jesus, and he is,
and maybe a Robo-Wolf.
No, I think the Robo-Wolf would be scared of the Donald.
I think the Robo-Wolf might. I think the Robo-Wolf would be afraid of Melania.
Oh, man. God, talk about ugly women. She is ugly, man.
I'm trying to see, like, didn't she's had a lot of work done, right? I mean, she looked better before. Let's see. Looking up what she used to look like. Oh God, she was so different.
Yeah,
holy shit!
It's a completely different human. She's also the only first lady to ever have nude photographs on the internet.
Yeah, that's true. Well, hopefully we'll have many more of those in the future. I just sent you a picture of her.
Yeah. So
she was a very cute Central European lady.
Yeah, she was.
And now she's Monstra.
Yeah, and now she's not. So it just kind of makes you just wonder. So I've got to ask Ted. Do you think that the first lady of France is a dude?
No, I told you. No, I don't.
I think it's straight up a guy. It's straight up a dude.
I'm gonna look up older pictures of her. She's just okay. So some French women, they develop a severity when they're older, and it's because of the way that they dress and the way that they do their hair. But I want to see what she looked like when she was young. And I remember seeing pictures, and she looked cute, back in the day. Oh, come on. She is definitely not a dude. She's a chick. She's a skinny chick. Here, I'm gonna send you her picture. Although this is kind of like, we're on radio and TV, but we're not showing the images. But now you've seen it. I've just sent it to you.
Okay, let me see. Let's see.
Look, go down to one of the other. Oh wait, they didn't show the right picture. Never mind that thing I sent you.
That's a dude.
No,
that is not a woman.
No. Here we go. Oh,
listen, that human has got external plumbing all the way.
Daughter. Okay, I'm like looking in the wrong place here. Sorry, I got the wrong picture. It's not making my case for me at all. But she's had so much work done.
Now, John T. Cockefeller says I'm peddling in Fox News that he has plenty of AI generated porn of Nancy Reagan.
Gross.
Yeah.
Very, very gross.
So is it Michelle Obama or Michael Obama?
It's Michelle. Here, I'm going to send you her. I'm going to send you Brigitte. I mean, look, she has like, you can tell she's a girl. Look at her body. I mean, that's a girl's body. Look at these legs. These are, those are not a dude's legs, right?
I mean, and
They're
that
not.
picture,
And also, those are not a dude's arms. Those are long girl arms.
yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe. I mean, look at that jaw. You could break rocks with it.
That's true. But, I'm just telling you, you wanted my answer. You have my answer. She
Fine.
definitely looks like the school teacher. And also, I think she's had too much work done.
No, I could see that. I mean,
Just like Melania. I mean, Melania was
if you're
definitely
getting
not.
groomed by the school teacher, you want to be groomed by one that looks cuter than that, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We have a better class of, it happens all the time. We have all these like very cute 25-year-old blonde school teachers who fuck their students. And I'm always like, how come I couldn't have been the boy who got with one of those teachers? Well, actually, one of my best friends in high school, he fucked our trig teacher. And, God, it was like the best thing that ever happened to him. But
Yeah.
I,
So
I do
you,
subscribe to the old school idea that it's different when, the victim is a boy than when it's a girl.
why do you think that is? Do you think that's sexist?
It is sexist, and I don't think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. Um, Look, I think that 16-year-old boys are in desperate need of a tutor, and this when that older woman offers that service, she's performing a valuable service for society. 16-year-old girls are not in need of a tutor. They're already smarter than most of the men who are significantly older than they are.
But
So
what if they have daddy issues and they need to have a daddy?
yeah, but yeah, it just, I mean, the thing is also my
It's
experience
a
has
double
been
standard, is what I'm trying to
it
say.
is a
Like,
double standard, but like men and women aren't the same. They're not wired the same. I mean, like when like my friends, I had a bunch of friends who like in high school had sex with adult women, and it was just like, God, that was fun. Whereas, if it was the other way around, it'd be like, like, oh, why doesn't he leave his wife to be with me? I thought he loved me. It's like drama style. The men, the guys just had fun.
I guess. I mean, that's never been
I've never once
one of my
heard about
interests.
like, oh, the boy was heartbroken and like, he was crying every night because he couldn't be with the teacher. Give me a break. That doesn't happen.
No, I think most likely he was perfectly happy and content.
That's exactly my point. Right?
Yeah,
We're able to come across the bipartisan divide on this point, Robbie,
we no we did we did.
and I think that's a good place to end it.
I mean, we can unless you want to talk about some other things like genitalia or
Nah.
your trauma for not ever able to bang a teacher.
Well, I
Was that
am.
impactful? Like, did that stifle your development at all? I mean, we've got to know.
No, no, and in fact, well, I mean, look, I was I didn't have sex till I was 18, but I was very sexually active as a 16 and 17-year-old. Basically, it was one of those like do everything but we were terrified because back then, growing up in Kettering, Ohio, you couldn't buy birth control as a 16 or 17-year-old. You couldn't get it. Like you were carded for it. So you would mosey down to Eichelberger's shopping center across the street from Town and Country Shopping Center, going to the Revco. And I remember being in there for something else, and I heard some guy, college age kid, go to the counter to get condoms. And then this lady behind the counter going, "Hey, Doris." It's like, "How much are them rubbers?" And it's like, "What? Rubbers? How much be this rubbers?" "What? What'd you say? How much are the what? The rubbers?" I was like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." Look, run away, run away. And it wasn't even me. I was like hidden behind the comics and the magazine looking for Mad Magazine. It's like, and I was like, oh, so that's what it was like. It was impossible. So basically, it was like, do not stick your penis in there or bad things will happen. You will end up just like the girl I sat next to um, at commencement. who was 75 months pregnant and she had her pantyhose pressing into her belly. She kept pushing back on it the whole time. Now, you might be asking, why was I sitting next to a tramp? Because we were ranked by GPA. Okay, well, why was I sitting next to a tramp? Because we didn't have weighted GPAs, so I was a good student, and she was a home ec student, so she had the same GPA I did, but she was a different person. But she was the whole time like, oh my God, it's like these panties are cutting into my belly. It hurts so much. And I was like, where are you even from? It's like, I'm from back east and it hurts so much. And it was like, oh boy. So anyway, the point is I was terrified of getting my entire life ruined by knocking someone up. So I waited till college.
Gotcha.
And yeah. That's how that manifested.
Now, you have stories, Ted. Honestly, you can learn everything from Ted Rall. From
maybe.
No, can a cow walk downstairs? To the best pranks when statues are involved.
Cows cannot walk downstairs. Well, or maybe they can, but they choose not to.
I don't know, man.
They didn't evolve that way in the Garden of Eden. In Garden of Eden, God did not create downstairs for cows, only upstairs.
That's true.
How come in the Garden of Eden, by the way, we never see there's always kind of cool outdoorsy animals, but we never see farm animals in the Garden of Eden, right? We never see like cows or goats or anything like that. Chickens.
I don't know.
Crows.
Because back then, before the fall, all the animals are vegetarian.
What, really?
Yep. They're all vegetarian. Like lions and things, they eat grass.
Wait, that's in the Bible?
Yeah, they're vegetarian. And then after the fall, they got mutated. They got mutated. Well, because part of the curse.
I still don't remember that part. Is that true?
Yeah, it is.
Well, and why? What's the reasoning there? Why would
because part of the curse that men had to suffer is that now men would have to work with their hands, and they would have to sweat, and labor would become a toil, and nature itself would be opposed to them. So that's why man-eating lions and tigers and things.
Dominion came to an end.
Yep. Yep. So that's part of it.
So maybe bears are still like closer to the Garden of Eden because they're still mostly vegetarian.
Yeah, could be. They like their grubs. And the very first time the animals were killed, they were killed by God, and He made Adam and Eve clothing out of their fur. No animal ever died before that.
Oh, before the flood?
No, before the fall and before the fall in the Garden of Eden.
Because I was always wondering about so post Noah, right? So all these species. First of all, does this include single-celled organisms? Like, is there a boy amoeba and a girl amoeba? I got to know
the amoebas are going to be fine because they live in water anyway. They're perfectly happy. Like they have to get Noah didn't have to collect the whales and the fish and the dolphins and the porpoises.
Because they're already in the
they're already there. They're already in the water. So
wait, do they have more ethnic diversity because they're not all killed? They're not reduced to a sample of 2?
Could be.
So are they all? So are zebras all inbred because they all came from a single couple originally?
Yeah, everyone's inbred. Now keep in mind that not all animals are brought in 2 by 2. Some are brought in more. I don't remember the exact details, but some of them they had more than.
Or what about bugs like mosquitoes? Like, was God okay, so we need 2 mosquitoes? No, did God care about bugs?
Obviously, if you still have them.
Or did they just show up and just?
They just showed up. It's a floating stable with all the things that animals do in stables. So mucking that thing out for 40 days and 40 nights.
Oh wait. What about plants and fungi?
Couldn't tell you. God took care of that.
It's okay, all right, just checking on all these things. Okay, all right. So with that, we're at the top of the hour. We will be back tomorrow with the TMI Show at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate you. We'll be back at
Noah's Ark would have stunk. Oh, the smell would have been ferocious.
Noah and his wife would have spent all of their time raking the shit over the side, right?
Well, also their sons, because their sons and their wives. So
That's right.
it was that family that was saved.
Yeah, yeah. And the other question is, do you think that like while they were there 40 days, that's a long time. I mean, what do they do for food? Do you think sometimes like Noah and his Noah's family was like, the ocelot maybe isn't going to make it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure there's plenty of fishing to be had because you got to keep in mind it rained for 40 days and 40 nights,
Mm-hmm.
and then it took a lot longer for the water to recede.
Mm.
So I mean,
Right.
it
So it's
was
longer than that.
yeah, it was. And
Do you
I
believe
don't.
that they found in the 70s they claimed that the ark had been found on the top of Mount Ararat?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think
All
so.
right.
I mean, maybe parts of it, maybe some of the wood may have survived, but I don't know.
All right. With that, we will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. for Deprogram, 10 o'clock for TMI, and 12 noon, yes, it's a Wednesday, Q&A show for Deprogram. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will catch you guys later if I can. Oh, there we go. Bye. Bye, Robbie.
Bye bye, y'all.